Let's start. Okay. Let's write a program. We are going to continue the cursors. This is the cursor I have. Can you put it on mute, please? Now let's see. Everybody is able to see my desktop. Okay. Now I want to. There is a one feature called. We are going to see a for update and current of. In cursors. Okay, what is the use of for update and what is the use of current of in cursors? But these are very useful and but very less useful because we will not use these features more frequently because it's not good to use this features. Okay, so now I'm declaring a cursor. So now I'm changing back to OpenC. Now what is this one? Yeah, EMP. OpenC of this one. I'm opening a cursor. So loop fetch C into DEPT row into EMP row. Okay, now the cursor is okay. Let's see. Don't use this. Yeah, EMP row, and I'm declaring a EMP row variable of EMP percentage row type. I declared a variable of EMP percentage row type. So I'm fetching a data. So inside this one, I want to update salary of my employee table. I want to update salary of my employee table. I want to update the courses. Okay. I want to update the salary of my employee table. Okay. Everybody is clear? See, I want to process something here. I want to do all my logic. You can do everything. But finally, I want to update EMP, set salary is equal to salary plus 1 for all the records we are getting in the cursor. I don't want to update all the rows. I want to update only rows we got selected in the select statement. Okay. Clear. So I'm updating salary is equal to salary plus 1 where department number is equal to, so EMP is equal to EMP row dot department number. This is the correct. So this is updating a salary. Okay, I'm not writing any code here. Simply I'm selecting all the select statements from the statement for a given department number and I'm incrementing the salary by $1 with where department number is equal to department number. EMP row dot department, or let's make it employee number. EMP number is equal to EMP row dot employee number. I'm updating, selecting and I'm updating. Okay, so let's see how much salary I have here. See here I have a 600. So now I'm executing a program. Department number 10. Value larger than for the specified number. OpenC. Okay, fine. This is opening a cursor, declaring a variable. Can anybody help me to debug this problem? Salary is equal to salary plus 1 where employee number is equal to. Anybody help me? Exit when C percentage not found, and finally close cursor. But here something else, value larger than specified precision allowed for this column. So we set salary is equal to salary plus 1. What is the salary column here? The data type of salary column. Data type of salary column 7, 2. So I'm updating by $1. Enter the value complex numeric value precision. And employee row, EMP department number type. What is the value I entered here? I entered the value of 20. Sorry, close. Anonymous block completed. Okay, so you see here for a 20, see the salary is incremented by 1. Okay, for 20 salary got incremented. See, I can write a program and other people also can write the same program. If I'm executing this update statement in my database. Okay, if I'm executing this update statement in my database, at the same time, okay, Mahesh is also executing the same program. See here, I'm executing the program. I'm executing at 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock, 1 minute, 1 second he is executing. And he is executing 10 o'clock, 00 and 02 seconds. But here I executed, but I did not commit. But he executed, he already committed. Okay, see, he executed, he already committed, but I executed, but I did not commit. That means I want to execute by one person, but the other person is already executing the same records at 10:02. Okay, but he already committed. So those changes will be overwritten by my changes. See, am I committing at a? So here is a commit. So what changes it is going to store in the database? Change and commit. What changes? What changes are going to store in the database? The changes at the 10:02 or changes at the 10:03 will be the final in the database. What changes will be final? Yes, the changes what made at the 10:03 will be the final because he override, he committed. Really, is that right? Yes, but I want to. Okay, so I want to update a salary column, but at the same time, I want to open a cursor for updating. I want to update rows with a exclusive update. That means other person, they don't have to allow to update the other person. So I have to explicitly open a records for update. I have to explicitly update records for my update. I have to explicitly open the records for update. That means I have to update it. So it won't allow other people to update unless I commit it. How can I do it? Okay. So now if you want to, that is called as a locking. I want to lock a rows. That means, so if I'm locking a row, so other people, they can see only select the data. They cannot update. They cannot delete. Those rows cannot be modified unless I commit my transaction or roll back. See, I want to explicitly lock a record. How can I do it? So with the help of the for update. The for update class is 2. We can put an explicit lock on a table. The for update class is to explicitly put a lock on a set of rows. What are the rows we are going to update? Okay, to override the for update. So how can I check it? This one for update of salary column. For update of the salary. So what I'm saying is this class for update of column name. That means, okay, don't worry. I'm going to update the salary column of all the rows returned by this cursor. That means Oracle won't allow other users to do any other operations other than the select. They can select it, but they cannot update or something. So this puts explicit lock. Updating of salary column. Updating of salary column. So that means I'm explicitly locking those rows. This for update of. So here, whenever you open a record with the for update, we don't need to use a where clause. So here you can simply type where current of C. Where current of C will give you every row reference. So row reference. Where current of. So that means here I am opening a records for update, lock, and inside my update statement I am using a where current of cursor. That means the where current of cursor allows you update and delete commands can be referred. So current of can be used for delete also. Current of can be used for the delete operation also, not for the insert. Insert and select. If we are inserting the new data, we don't need to lock those rows because that row is not already there. The where current of is to refer the current of the cursor. So the for update is to open a records in the lock mode. So I'm opening a record for explicit lock. That means other users, they cannot do any other operations on the rows. Okay, so I'm locking the rows for updating a particular column that I'm specifying here for update of salary column. That means I'm locking the rows for update of salary. So now here I'm executing a where current of C. What is the meaning of where current of C? Instead of using the for loop or instead of using the where condition, I can use the where current of C. Where current of C will give you the current result. So let's see. What is this error? Invalid row ID. What is this? Open C. Is there any pending commits? So here I'm opening a record, open C, and then fetch cursor into EMP row. That is fine. And update EMP set salary is equal to salary plus 1. Okay, and low. Perfect. Where current of C. Let's remove this part. Select start for update of salary. Invalid row ID. Okay, so let me see this error and then I'll get back to you in the next class. Okay, don't worry about this one, but the syntax is, so here I'm opening a cursor for update of salary. So that means I'm opening this for update of salary. The syntax is correct, but only thing is something wrong in the configuration side. I'll check it. Okay, try it with the same program. If it is working, that's fine. If it is not working, I will discuss in the next class. Okay, I don't want to waste time. Then I'll get back in the next class. The only thing is here you need to see the for update of salary. That means I'm opening a cursor. I'm opening a cursor C with select star from EMP in the intention of updating the salary column. So in the begin program, I'm going to update the salary of employee table. So now here I'm updating the salary column with where current of. Where current of will give you the correct current row ID where it is going to point it. Everybody is it clear? Everybody is it clear? Where update, for update of salary. So that means we are locking the rows. Explicitly we are locking the rows, and with the help of where current of C, we are updating the results. Okay, so this is the use of, this is useful and not that much useful because Oracle automatically supports the locking. Whenever you update it, so that means we are automatically locking. The disadvantage of this one is explicitly we are locking. Other users, they cannot do anything. So we are explicitly locking those rows. Everybody is it clear? Yes or no, please? Okay, so definitely I will give you this example. Maybe after finishing the class itself, I will share the example to everyone. Okay, let's see. Okay. So now what are the three types of the cursors we have? What are the three types of the cursors we have?
Implicit cursor, explicit cursor, different cursor.
Implicit cursor, explicit cursor, and implicit cursor, and explicit cursor, and ref cursor. What is the difference between reference cursor and explicit cursor? What is the difference between explicit cursor and reference cursor? What is the difference between? So, can you tell me anybody? So we will write and maintain explicit cursor. Okay. So the delete statement can be changed dynamically. We cannot change the select statement associated to cursor. Which cursor? Which cursor statement can be changed and select statement? Explicit cursor. But in reference cursor,
We can change.
yes, in the reference cursor we can change. Okay. So in explicit cursor, yeah, put it on mute, please. In explicit cursor, select statement associated to the cursor is fixed. Cursor is fixed. So that means once we define, we cannot change. Once we define, we can't change it. In a reference cursor, in a ref cursor, we can change. We can change select statement dynamically. I want to write a program. Let's see why and when we will use this. Okay, first thing is I want to write a program for displaying details from employee table, EMP table, for a given where condition. Okay, for a given where condition, not for a department number or not for a something. So I want to pass a complete where condition. For example, I want to execute one time EMP where commission is null. See now. Second time I want to execute the data from select star from EMP where commission is greater than 500. Third time I want to execute the program where EMP where department number is equal to 10. Fourth time I want to execute select star from EMP where MGR is null. MGR is null. If you observe these four statements, what is changing here? See, here I am using the where condition. Okay. Now, here I am using where condition, and here I am using and where condition. Here I am using and where condition. So the where condition is changing. Or sometimes I can change my table also. So I can write a program to give count for any table. Okay, let's see here. Write a program for finding number of rows in any table, any given table. For example, I want to find select count of star from EMP. Okay, so the second time I want to find select count of star from DEPT. Now select count of star from student. See here, the complete statement is changing. Here complete statement is changing. So the select count of star from EMP, select count of star from DEPT, and select count of star from student. See here, in above statement only the where condition is changing. In the below statement, the complete statement is going to change. So here, using the reference cursor, how can I do it in PL SQL? Using the reference cursor, we can do this one. So that means we can change the select statement, or we can change only the where condition. With the help of dynamic SQL, we can change these columns also. We will see in next week the dynamic SQL concept. We can change the columns also. We can select only the columns what you entered. Okay, or we can find everything whatever you need. Everybody is clear? So the condition. So the condition of your select statement is going to change. The condition of your select statement is going to change. And program for finding number of rows in any table. Let's see, how can I use the reference cursor? There are two ways of using the reference cursor. Ref cursor. So one is using type definition. And using a sys_ref cursor. Using a ref cursor. So using type definition or using sys_ref cursor. So this is the old method. Old method in the sense is 9i and 10g. So this is the latest method. We will be seeing this one in today's class. In the next class, when I am discussing the types, we will use this one. Okay, in the not next class, after finishing the procedures and functions, while discussing these types, so we will see this one. So here we will see that sys_ref cursor. Sys_ref cursor is a type. It's like a number. What is the number here? For example, let's see what is number. What is number? What is number? It's a predefined data type. Data type. Similarly, it's a data type with a predefined. Here also, sys_reference is a ref cursor is a predefined type. Sys_ref cursor is a predefined type. Predefined cursor type. So we will declare a variable of, if you want to use a ref cursor, we have to declare a variable of sys_ref cursor. Okay, if you want to use a reference cursor, we have to declare a variable of sys_ref cursor. That's why sometimes, so that reference cursor is also called as a cursor variable. Ref cursor is also called as a cursor variable. Why I am saying a variable is we have to declare a variable of type sys_ref cursor. We are declaring a variable. Instead of declaring a cursor, we will declare a cursor variable. In the explicit cursor, we will declare a cursor variable. Cursor C is select star from EMP. We are declaring a cursor, but in the reference cursor, we will declare a variable of it. Declaring a cursor variable. Variable name sys_ref cursor. That's it. Example. C sys underscore ref cursor. That's it. So the cursor variable is declared. So the ref cursor is declared. Or cursor variable is declared. Variable is declared. So how to use this one? Okay, so the cursor variable. During the opening of a cursor variable, we will associate the select statement. During opening of a cursor variable. To it. So the select statement is going to have that during opening of a cursor variable, we will associate a select statement to it. So the sys underscore reference cursor is declared and a cursor variable is declared. So here we declared a cursor variable and during the opening we will associate a select statement. The syntax is open cursor variable for select statement. Select statements. Opening a cursor variable for select statement. Opening a cursor variable for select statement. So we will open a cursor. For example, open C for select statement. Select star from EMP. Or we can use a, for example, I'm declaring a variable with select star from EMP. I'm declaring a variable. Now I'm opening open C for SQL. Both ways. We can use directly a select statement. Here I am opening a select statement. Once we opened it, so closing, fetching and everything is same as the explicit cursor. Once we open cursor, so the explicit cursor is we can do the same explicit looping, fetching and then finally closing. And we cannot use cursor for loops for cursor variable. We cannot use a cursor variable because in the cursor for loop automatically open. So here we have to open explicitly. Ref cursors. Because in the cursor for loop we will not open, but here we have to explicitly open the cursor. In the cursor for loop we will not open it, but here we have to explicitly open it. We cannot use a cursor for loop for reference cursor, but we have to use this one. See, everything is, first thing is here we have to declare a variable, cursor variable with C, any variable name, type of sys underscore reference cursor, and in the begin section we have to open that cursor variable for a select statement. So once it is done, fetching and everything is set. Let's see the same program. Everybody is clear? Anybody have any doubts? Please, anybody have any doubts? Any others, please? Okay, so now I'm declaring a variable. Ref cursor. Okay, I'm declaring a EMP row, EMP percentage row type. Okay, so now here I'm open C for. I'm opening a C for select star from EMP. I'm opening a cursor for select statement. See here, I'm opening a cursor variable C for select statement. That's it. So the rest of the program is same as your this one. So end loop, fetch C into EMP row, dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Ename is EMP row dot ename. Okay, exit when C percentage not found. That's it. So at the end of the loop, close C. Once you close, I can open the select statement again. See here, open C for select count of star from DEPT. See here. So now here I opened a cursor with select statement and looping fetch, output and loop. This is done. So now after opening, I'm opening a C for another select statement. Okay. So now count will get only one. Fetch C into C and close C. Why I'm executing this only one? Because count will get only one row. Count will get only one row. That's why loop is not required for the count. Okay. Count C and everything. Everybody is clear why I did not use the loop here? Everybody is clear why I did not use the loop in the fetch statement? I told right here we need to fetch it. Why? But here I am not using. Why? Select count always give only one row. You don't need the loop. We don't need the loop, fetching and everything. So we need to declare a variable. C and what? And total number of rows in DEPT is 6. Okay, so that means in the same program, a cursor variable can be associated to the multiple select statements. Everybody is clear? So please observe the only change here is we have to declare a cursor with sys underscore reference cursor, and here we are opening a select statement. Now here we are opening a select statement. Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Okay, let me modify this program for my above requirement. Here I need to change this where condition. Right? Here I need to change the where condition. Okay, so now I'm modifying the same program. Please observe carefully. I'm writing the same program. So now here is v underscore where. Okay, so varchar 2 of. So I'm prompting the where condition. I'm prompting the where condition. I want to enter that where condition. So now here v underscore SQL is varchar 2 of some 1000. Here v SQL is equal to select star from employee. This is my select statement. Okay, this is the select statement. I have a where condition. This is the where. I want to concatenate to form a full select statement. VSQL is equal to, I want to concatenate VSQL concatenate V underscore where condition. So now I'm concatenating two select statements. Okay, so let's forget this three piece. Okay, let's see what is my select statement. I want to see, first thing is I'm constructing the whole select statement. I'm constructing. Put underscore line VSQL. So the where condition is where department number is equal to, we need to enter proper line, where commission is null. So the output is select star from EMP where commission is null. See here, so I generated the full statement. Now I'm executing it again. Where department number is equal to 10 and commission is not null. See, select star from EMP where department number is equal to 10 and commission is not null. So now here is, yeah, I will explain. Okay, where commission is salary, where first I am generating the select statement where salary greater than 2500. See now, see here. So 3 times. The one time I generated with the select statement. Now I have not executed the cursor. Just I want to show you how to generating a select statement. I'm not executing the cursor. The program is not finished. See here, this is the select statement and this is the select. So that means I'm constructing the dynamic SQL select dynamically. So I'm constructing that part. Okay, let's put this where also here. Wait. Okay. See here. So I want to write a program which can work for anywhere of my select statement. Okay, which can work for anywhere. So that means I want to first generate a select. See, I want to execute select star from EMP where commission is null. I want to execute the program with this one. Okay. So now another person want to use the same code, salary greater than 2500. So another person want to execute the program with this select statement. Another person want to execute the program with department number is equal to 20. I want to execute this program. And another person want to execute job is equal to manager. Another person want to execute this one. See here. So what is the changing? The changing part is this one. This is the changing. And this is the changing. And this piece is the changing. So that means, okay. So now first thing is before using this whole statement, I want to construct it. So I know up to this one, select star from EMP where. So this is the parameter. So the program is going to give you. The user can enter any value or user can pass any parameter. That's why. So I stored this piece in the where condition, here variable, and this piece up to in this select statement. So now I combine those two to form a complete select statement. Is everybody is it clear? I have two pieces of the select statement. Okay, so now I combine those two to form a complete statement. Now, once my complete statement is ready, now I need to open a cursor variable. Okay, so now open C for VSQL. So now I have a statement in this variable because this is the variable which contains the constructed statement. Okay, so now I have an open C for VSQL variable, the complete statement in this one. Now I want to loop it. See, select star from EMP where commission is null. See, this is the executing. Now I'm executing with where salary greater than 2500. See, these are the people whose salary is greater than 2500. And I want to execute another one where salary greater than 250 and department number is equal to 10. So nobody. We don't have any employee with salary greater than 2500 and department number is equal to 10. The one thing you need to do is where job is equal to manager. Whenever you have a single code, give with the two single codes. 2. Whenever you want to give a single code, give 2. See here. So one will be replaced and one will be used. If you give only one, it gives an error. Whenever you are giving any parameter, whenever you are giving a single quotes to prompting, so you have to give it two single quotes instead of one. You see here, e-name is John and e-name is Blake and e-name is Blake. So that means the same statement. Okay, I am executing the same program, executing with different where conditions. This is called as the dynamic SQL. This is the one type of dynamic SQL. This is the one type. Reference cursor is an example of one type of dynamic SQL. Is everybody clear with this reference cursor? So similarly, you can write the program for another select statement also. Okay, everybody. The one thing you need to do is first thing is to generate a select statement. This is the statement of generating your select statement which you are going to execute. So once the statement is generated, then open a cursor variable for that select statement, and then the fetch, and rest of the things are same as your the normal dynamic SQL. Everybody is yes or no, please. Everybody yes or no? And this reference variable can be passed as a parameter between the functions, between the procedures that we will see in over the weekend. How to use a function, how to use a procedure, how to create a procedure, and all the stuff we will see it. Okay, everybody, anybody have any doubts in the reference cursor? We have another way of using the reference cursor using a type. So that type we will see in whenever we are discussing about the types concept. Okay, everybody is clear in the reference cursor? So the dynamic SQL. So today we have seen for update of and where current, for update is for locking, and where current is for updating the current record of a cursor. And then reference cursor is to execute the select statements dynamically. Okay, everybody. The restrictions what we have in our normal explicit cursors can be eliminated using the reference cursor. What is the restriction? The select statement cannot be changed. Okay, so now I want to everybody to write a program assignment. Please write a program. Program to find number of rows in any given table. And write a program for giving number of rows from any given table. This is the program for any given table. So write a program for giving number of rows from any given table. This is the what we need. That's the program. If I give EMP, I should get the number of rows in EMP. If I give a EMP, I should get the number of rows in EMP. If I give a DEPT, total number of rows in DEPT. This is your assignment. Okay, everybody? Yes or no, please? Can I continue another topic? This is all about cursors. This is all about cursors. Before going into the another topic, anybody have any doubts so far? Please let me know before going into the another topic. Anybody have any issues? Please let me know before going into the another topic.
Sir, ఒకసారి ఆప్షన్ పారామీటర్ మ్యాండేటరీ పారామీటర్ ఒక్కసారి చెప్తాను.
Optional parameter means you don't need to pass a value. Mandatory parameter means we have to compulsory pass a value. Okay, so the mandatory parameters are of two types. Two types. So one is optional. Anywhere the same concept will apply in the procedures and functions also. And mandatory. Okay, optional means it contains the default class. Anywhere. It can be in a cursor, or it can be in a procedure, or it can be in a function. Okay, the mandatory means no default class. So optional means we no need to pass a value. No need to pass a value. Pass a value. So the value can be used. So if it don't pass any value, it uses the default value. If it don't pass any value, it will use the default value. But here, if it don't pass a value, your program is going to fail. Okay, no need to pass a value. If it don't pass a value, it takes the default value. Default value. Okay, so here if you don't pass a value, your program is going to fail. Everybody is clear? Divya clear? Shravani gar clear? Shravani garu?
Yes, sir. Sir, ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ చెప్తారా?
Yes. Okay, let's see. Let's declare a cursor with the department number. Let me write the same program. Okay, first here, is this a mandatory parameter or it is an optional parameter? P department number is a mandatory or an optional? Is P department number is a mandatory or an optional parameter? Why you are saying it is a mandatory parameter, Divya? Why you are saying it is a mandatory parameter? Divya, why it is mandatory?
Because we didn't assign any particular department number.
There is no default, right? Assignment is, forget about the assignment. We don't have the default clause, right? Okay. We
Yeah.
have no default. So the default clause.
We didn't assign any particular department number.
Yes, that's fine. But the thing is, if anybody asks you how to identify an optional or mandatory parameter is, optional parameters contain the default clause. See, forget about the assignment. Okay, if you see anything with the default 10, that means, so now P department is the default parameter. P department number is the default parameter. If you don't give any default value, then it is a mandatory parameter. Okay, so now here, hello? 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 Anybody able to hear me? Everybody is able to hear me? Okay. P department number. Here there is no default. There is no default means it is a mandatory. If it is mandatory, so then compulsory we have to pass a value here. See here, I'm executing a for INC. So now the program is going to fail. The department number I'm giving 10 and I'm giving a 10 if program is failed because see wrong number are types of arguments in call to C. See here, while opening a C, we are passing wrong number of arguments because C, while opening C, it's expecting a parameter but we are not passing because it is a mandatory parameter and we are not passing a value. Then your program is failing. Okay, so now I'm changing back to default of 20. Still I am not passing a value. I am giving 10 but I am not passing. So program is working. Why? Because this is here C has a optional parameter. C is a optional parameter. Okay, so optional and default. So the default means if you don't pass a value, it takes the default value. If it is the mandatory, compulsory, we have to pass a value. How to identify whether it is the mandatory or optional? With the help of default class. If you have a default, that's a optional. If you don't have a default, that is the mandatory parameter. Shravani, got clear?
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any other doubt before going into the another topic, please? So the same parameter concept, optional and mandatory, it can be useful in all other programs also, like a procedures, functions, packages and everything. Please remember that one. Okay, so now I have given a one assignment, write a program for giving number of rows from any given table. Okay, so now I will write a program and give me whether the program is correct or wrong. I'll ask one by one. Let's say program is correct or not. This is the one program and this is the another program. Okay. So the first one is write or run one by one. The first one is write or run one by one. First one, Mahesh, first one is wrong, right? What about the second one? Mahesh, first one is, Mahesh is saying first one is wrong. What about the second one? Anila. Now I am asking the first program. First program is correct or not? Okay, let's first forget about the second program. First program is correct or not? Okay, why? Okay, let's see. Mahesh is saying no. No, that's wrong. Okay, Anila, first program is right or wrong? Wrong. Anila, wrong. Shalini. Shalini. Wrong. Ashok, I don't want the explanation, please. Okay, first program is correct or not? Avinash, correct. Ashok, first program is correct or not? Kiran. I don't want the explanations. Okay, why it is wrong and why it is correct. But I am asking, it's a correct, yes or no? Ashok is correct. And then Shravani Garu, Kiran is wrong. Divya, why it is wrong? Divya. Divya, why it is wrong? Divya, why it is wrong? Divya, why it is, you say it is wrong, why? Result is not declared properly. No, I declared properly. Result is number of 4, right? Then what is wrong? So your answer is wrong. So the you said wrong, but explanation is wrong, and your answer is wrong. And Anila, why it is wrong? Anila, why it is wrong? No, precision is not a problem. Next. Shalini, why it is wrong? Okay, so everybody is thinking it's a precision. Let's make it to 4,2. Okay, now Shalini, what is wrong in this program?
Now
Avinash.
I think I'm thinking precision only.
Okay, so Shalini, not Shalini. Mahesh, give a negative value. That's fine. Negative values is okay. I'm accepting. So the program is going to work or not? And Ashok, yes or no? You said it is correct, right? Okay, why it is correct? See, let's see. Please observe carefully. Okay, so now A I am giving 34 and B I am giving 2. The result is 17. Okay, it's working fine. I'm giving A I am giving 15 and B I am giving 0. Is it possible 15 by 0? Is it possible to divide a number with 0?
No.
Then it is wrong, right? When this is wrong, okay, see this is wrong. When this is wrong, say the program is correct. So when B is equal to 0, your program is going to fail. Okay, so here is program is correct. Is correct. But it's going to fail. So when B is equal to 0. Okay. So what about this one? This program is correct or wrong? Yes or no? This program is correct or wrong? Okay, let's forget about the B. Okay, so B can be more than 0. Shalini.
Same only. B when we give.
B I am giving always greater than 0. So then say it's right or wrong?
Correct only.
Correct. Anila. Correct. Avinash. Avinash. See, observe every line. Don't know with the deep. Okay. Ashok. Ashok, what is the answer? Not sure. Okay. And Kiran and Shravani Garu. Okay, let's see. Okay, everybody is not sure with the DB. Now I'm removing the semicolon. Now, is it right or wrong? I removed the semicolon. So Avinash wrong. Shalini, now Anila, I removed the semicolon. Shravani, why it is correct? Every line in your PL SQL program ends with a semicolon, right? We don't have a semicolon over here. So compulsory your program is going to fail. See, program is failing all the time. It won't execute because it's syntax problem. But here the program is going to fail when b is equal to 0. See here, now observe this one. So here the program is always wrong. Always wrong. Problem is the syntax error. Okay, the syntax error. So now here the program is going to fail when b is equal to 0. What is the b is equal to 0? It's a condition. Whenever that condition happened, so your program is going to fail. As long as b not equal to 0, this program is never going to fail. As long as b not equal to 0, so your program is going to successful all the time. But here every time this program is going to fail because syntax error. So that means I'm saying here is that two words, error and error condition. Two words. No, that's my say. I thought DB is wrong, but everyone is confusing what is DB. That's why I changed it. I want to fail this program. That's why I gave the DB. So actually it is a DBMS. Okay. Divya, is it clear? Okay. So now this is error and this is error condition. Error means we cannot execute the program at all. If you have an error, we cannot execute the program at all. So error condition, that means we can execute it as long as the condition not occurred. We can execute program as long as the condition did not occur. So we have a error and error condition. Error condition means, so a condition which can happen at any time. So your program is going to fail. Okay, everybody is clear? So if everybody is clear the difference between error and error condition. So error means we have to fix it. Error condition. So whenever you have the error condition, then only your program is going to fail. Otherwise, program continues successfully. This error condition in Oracle is called as an exception. Okay, error condition in Oracle is called an exception. Is called an exception. So now we are going to see exception section of a PL SQL block. So now we have a declare, now we have a begin, now we have an exception, and finally end. I told you in the first class, exception. What is the use of this exception section? So the exception section is for handling any errors occurred during your program execution. Okay, exception section is for handling any errors occurred during your program execution. This is for handling. That means exception section is for handling. That means the exception can be handled. Okay, so exception is a error condition. So here, if we have an error in a program, so we cannot handle it until we fix it. We cannot handle an error. See, without adding the semicolon, your program never execute. So always fail. We cannot handle the error. So that means we have to fix an error. But if you have an error condition, so we can make sure we can give a values which can avoid that condition. So if I give a value be always greater than 0, so your program is always going to execute. Okay, so the error condition can be handled. Exception. So the exception is nothing but an error condition. Exception is nothing but an error condition. Condition which can be handled using exception section. Okay, exception section we can handle it. We can handle this one. What will happen if we don't handle? See here. See here. Now observe carefully. Okay, so I'll write the same program. Two programs I'll write it. Okay. So now let's see. I'm writing this program. So I'm giving A is 12 and B is equal to 0. So program is going to fail. This is my output. So what is your output? Error report. This is my output. This is the error report which I'm showing to end user. Okay, so now I'm writing the same program. This is the error report. I'm writing the same program. I'll explain what is this. I'll explain this one also. Just give me some time. Don't copy the program. Okay. So now I modified the program with a little bit. Okay, so now I'm giving A is 12 and B is equal to 0. It says that please give proper value for B. Please give proper value for B. Okay, so one time, this is the second time output. Okay, this is first time output. Which one is the better to end user point of view? Which output is the better to end user point of view? So the first, this output is better or this output is better to end user point of view? First one or second one? The second. Okay, see, does the end user, so the people, can anybody understand this meaning? They cannot understand this meaning, right? ORA 1476. What is this ORA 146? Right? But if I give a value, please give a proper value for B, then easily can understand it. So the second, that means, okay, see here, in this program, I handled that exception. Okay, in the above program, I did not handle the exception. What will happen if we don't handle an exception? If we don't handle an exception, so the program abnormally terminates. If we don't handle any exception, so we can handle. See here. So the exception is nothing but an error condition which can handle using exception handle. If we don't handle the exceptions raised in your program execution, exception can raise any condition. We have a predefined conditions. Okay. If we don't handle an exception, so the program abnormally terminates. exception. So then your program terminates abnormally. So that is not good. Abnormal termination of a program is always bad. So we have to terminate program properly. So using the exception handling, we can catch that exception and we can terminate the program. So using exception handler, using exception handling, we can avoid abnormal termination of a program. Termination of a program. And after catching, so that means during the handling, during exception handling, so we can write any code. We can write any code for proper cleaning. We can handling any code for proper termination. Proper termination. That means, okay, see here, I am giving this information. Or, okay, if everything is successful, I can commit it. Okay, if everything gets successful, I can commit. If anything failure, I can roll back. So that means we can properly roll back. We can properly close the program. We can write any code here. We can write any code during the exception handler. So what is the advantage of exception handler? Abnormal termination, and we can do any clean, proper termination. We can write any code for the proper termination. What is the meaning of any code? That means we can log that error into another table. For example, what is the meaning of a proper in the sense is we can roll back. Okay, so we can log exception information into another table. So whatever exceptions you got, we can write that exception into another table. See here, these are the examples. Examples are proper termination. So the compulsory, every program need to have a proper exception handler. Exception is nothing but an error condition. So whenever that condition happened, so Oracle automatically raises an exception. So exception is nothing but an error condition. So that can be handled. If we don't handle the exception, your program is going to fail. So what is the meaning of a failure? So the abnormal termination of a program. Abnormal termination of a program. So we can log exception information. So what is the abnormal termination? Abnormal termination means so immediately program is going to fail. If we have any pending transactions, so those transactions will be remain active. So we have to roll back those pending transactions, or we can log that error information into any table. Is everybody clear with the definition of an exception and which section you will be used for handling an exception? Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear? I want from everyone. Exception handling. So exception is nothing but an error condition that can be handled. Where we can handle in the exception section. What will happen if an exception is raised? Whenever an exception is raised, okay, immediately if you don't have exception handler, program terminates. If you have an exception handler, so your program flow starts from exception section. We will see everything. Okay. So now we have seen declare, begin, exception, end. Okay, so here we will handle all exceptions. All exceptions. Okay, so now begin, declare, begin, and exception. Exception is nothing but an error condition. Error condition. Okay, so during the program execution, whenever that condition happened in your program execution, whenever that condition happened during the program execution. Okay, Oracle immediately transfers the flow of execution, program flow of program execution to exception section. So immediately program execution goes to exception section. Let's see here. So now declare, begin. So now here I have an insert statement, update statement, delete statement. Here I have a if loop, I have a for loop, and I have a finally commit. Okay, this is my program, and I have an exception section. Exception section here. Okay. So now in this line we got an exception. Okay, in this line we got an exception. Here we got an exception. Okay. So now here a particular condition happened. So immediately Oracle raises an exception. Immediately the program execution. So it won't execute any line beyond this line. Okay, so whenever an exception occurs, it won't execute any line beyond this delete, if, for, and commit. Immediately program goes to here, exception section. Exception section and executes any code here. Okay, we will see what is that and everything. Okay, so now here, any exception occurred, whenever that condition happened during the program execution, Oracle immediately transfer the flow of execution to exception section. Exception section. Okay. So now here, so it won't execute any if, for, or commit, any line beyond that exception. If you got an exception here, it won't execute any line here. Immediately it goes to exception section, executes the program here, and then it closes. Program is going to close after handling an exception. Okay. So now in the exception section, we can handle raised exception. Raised. So the raised in the sense is can handle error condition, whatever error condition. So let's see the raised condition. Here it is the exception happened during this. The condition happened, right? If any condition happened, that is called as a exception is going to raise. Raise means that exception occurred. Okay. So don't go with the exception occurred or something. So whenever then an exception is raised, so then the program execution flow execution goes to exception section. So then what happens in the exception section? We can handle raised exception. So then program finishes. So first it handled an exception, then it is going to finish the program. That is called as the proper termination of a program. It won't anything is the unhandled exception. Okay, so compulsory we have to handle. Okay, so here, how many number of error conditions can occur? How many number of error conditions? So it can happen any number of error conditions. It can happen any number of exception conditions. So every exception is uniquely identified. Okay, everybody is clear with these three lines? Everybody is clear with these three lines? Yes or no, please? See, the topics are very, very important. Okay, everybody is clear. Exception occurred, that is the program will flow. Then we can handle in the exception section. Okay. So now, Divya, clear? Shravani garu. Okay. Okay. Exception is nothing but an error condition, right? Every exception is uniquely identified by its name and number. Every exception is uniquely identified by its name and number. Name and number. Every exception uniquely identified by its name and number. So the exception has a unique number and a name. So in the last example, we have said the zero divide. So the zero divide is nothing but one exception. Okay, every exception uniquely identified by its name and associated to a particular condition. Every exception is associated to a condition. Every exception uniquely identified by its name and number. Okay, in the exception section, we can write a code for any number of exceptions. In the exception section, we can write code for handling any number of exceptions. We can write a code for handling any number of exceptions. Handling any number of exceptions. That means we can write a code for handling any number of exceptions. So in a single exception section, we can have, see here, so insert can raise one exception, update can raise one exception, and delete can raise another exception. If for commit can raise different exceptions. So that means we cannot predict. So that's why we will write as many handlers for as many. So we can write any number of exception handlers. Each handler is for specific for one condition. Okay, so now in this program here, see here the zero divide. This is the exception handle for handling zero divide error. This is for handling zero divide condition. So every exception is uniquely identified by the name and error. Okay, name and error, we can handle any number of exceptions. So here exception is uniquely identified by its name and number. In the exception section, we can write code for handling any number of exceptions at any point of time, but only one exception handler is going to execute, but only one exception. We can have any number, but only one exception handler. Going to execute. Only one handler. We can have any number of exception handlers, but it executes only one. See, what is that one? See here, exception raised and go to exception raised and go to handler. One handler finishes and then execute the program, exit the program. So we can have any number of handlers, but it is going to execute only one exception only. Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Okay, so now let's see the syntax. We will see. Okay, we will continue in the next class. Okay, so I need to show you the syntax, and please study this concept one more time and before coming into the next class. Please remember, tomorrow we will continue the exception handlers again. Please practice the programs, and I will send you the tomorrow first 5 minutes is we will fix that for update and where current of class program, and then we will continue the exception handlers. Please study these basic concepts on the exceptions. Everybody is clear before closing the class? Anybody have any doubts in the today's class?